You're welcome. Thank you for turning on the recording. Welcome to the June management team meeting. If you haven't done so, sign in at the back. Your name will be on the list. If you've been here before, if not, put your name at the end. Then take an agenda and the minutes. I'm going to call the meeting to order and ask the secretary to call the roll of the executive.
Okay, Lee,
Present.
Adam,
Present.
Anna, present, Jamil,
Present.
and I'm present, Christina.
Okay, so we have the executive team here.
We're all here.
Lee's gonna just remind people of the house rules. We want to stay focused, no fault problem solving. Step forward, step back means, you talk a lot like me, kind of give other people a chance. If you talk less, if you have something to say, we want you to say it. Open, honest, a safe space, listen with open minds, believe in everyone's best intentions and actions, decide what we want, when we want it, and plan to make it happen for Fair Haven. This is a Fair Haven-centered collaboration we're running here. We're going to try to start as close as we can on time and honor the agenda. And then please silence your phones if you're here. Put them on vibrate. If you do need to take a call, it's perfectly fine. Just take it and just go down to the end of the hallway here, and you'll have privacy there. Don't occupy the bathrooms. People need them for other stuff. Okay, then if anyone knows of someone that should be here and you don't see them up on the screen or in the room, you can send them the link that's in the agenda so that they can come on to Zoom or come on via the phone. Both are on the agenda. And I'll remind people that we do put this up. Remind me, Adam, Facebook and?
No, it goes up to YouTube.
YouTube. So it's up live on YouTube.
No, it's not live anywhere. Only live on Zoom.
Only live on Zoom. Okay. And then, but it's up if someone misses the meeting and wants to catch all the action. Okay, so we have started the recording. We have called the meeting to order. We've done our roll call. If you are online, please go on and put in your name and the street. You don't have to put your exact address, just the street you live on. If you're from a business or you're from a nonprofit, go ahead and put in, as Eddie, for example, did, where he put that he's from the Fair Haven Clinic, just like that. And whatever information you want to put up, you want to share with the community. Okay, and with that, have we established quorum?
We have?
Okay, great. Before we call on the minutes, is there anyone who's here for the very first time? They've never been with us before. Raise your hand right here. We have one. And so let's start with you. Would you just tell us your name and how you're connected?
Well, my name is Allison, and I live on Quinnipiac Avenue.
Oh,
So,
well.
yeah, I'm a member of the library.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome. Anyone else that's new in the room? Sammy, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sammy Chimino. I live on Pine Street right here. I've attended via Zoom before, but my first time in person.
Welcome. Welcome to the meeting. Anyone online with us for the very first time, if you're making a presentation, we'll get to you. But anyone that's from the community or someone that's here that's not making a presentation? Okay, so we will go ahead and in time reach out to you if you're from an organization that's making a presentation or making an announcement. And at that time, you can introduce yourself. Okay, so approval of the minutes. We have the minutes, they've been online since like last Thursday. We have the minutes here. May I have a motion to approve may I just ask, does anyone have anything that they want to change about the minutes? Anything that's not correct? Online, anyone? I feel like I'm in that movie. Anyone? No.
Ferris Bueller.
Huh?
Ferris
Bueller. Okay, so I don't see anyone wanting to make any changes. Oh, yes?
The phone number that is listed here is incorrect.
For
all my numbers.
Oh,
your
good.
phone number? Okay,
Thank
good.
you. So let's make that correction. Alder Magda Natal, can you say your number so the secretary can capture it?
203-829 4313.
Okay.
4313, you said?
4313, yes.
Okay,
got it.
so
Thank
we'll
you
make
so
that
much.
correction. Thank you for catching that, Lieutenant.
Lee, I just noticed too, when looking at my email that's listed here,
Yeah.
it's .gov, not .org. Everything else is correct on
Yeah,
that end, but it's just like,
.gov.
it's
Got
just
it,
like Magda's email or any other city
.gov.
official, it's always gonna be .gov.
got it. I got you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'll remind people while she's getting that information that the reason we list every city person that attends meetings regularly from all the different departments, including the police, is so that you can be in contact with them. And what we highly, highly recommend, given the volume of emails and given the volume of work that they're doing in relation to the number of people, is with city people, we highly recommend that you text them, telling them who you are and what you want to talk to them about. Obviously, if it's an emergency, you do not want to be calling or texting even a police officer, you want to go to 911. But this is a non-emergency, something with LCI, something, your elected official, text them. This is my name, this is what I want to talk to you about. Give them a chance to call you back. And as a matter of fact, if you want to suggest available during the evening or whatever, so that they can then be more responsive to you that way. Christina, you're able to capture all the numbers? Okay. Okay, moving right along. So we have established that we don't need to actually vote on the minutes. We just approve them with any changes. So those are the changes that have been made, and we're gonna move along. Okay, so we're gonna go now to the financial report. Our treasurer is here live with us today. Yeah. Maybe say your name so that people associate your name and your face. Yeah, come on up.
Hello everyone, nice to see everybody again. I'm Jeremy Bowen, I'm treasurer for the community management team. I'm also the park owner along with my mom of the Jamaican restaurant on 118 Grand Avenue, Vermont Island. We don't have anything to report for the we didn't have any transactions last month, so we started off with $4,810.30, and we ended with that balance. This month we had to pay for a catering meeting that we're gonna have, so but that's for June, not May. Is there any questions? We make the bank account available, full transparency, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll be enjoying some food tonight, and it's just kind of hanging out of your Later on, I'll make this announcement again, but we had a good community dining out night this month, and we're doing one in June. I'll give you the details. It's going to be at Jamil's Restaurant later on in June. We'll give you the details of that and what community dining out night is, if you don't know what it is. Okay, with that, we're gonna move on to the police report. Lieutenant Cole, please, from there, or if you,
I'll come up there.
yeah. The benefit of you being there is that then people can see you.
Oh, yeah, of
You
course.
stand right
I'll do
there,
that, yeah, like
and
last
you can
month.
talk to people in the room, and
Sure,
if
it's
you
okay.
go like right in that nook, right
Yeah.
there, then I
Actually, I'll
will
pull
make
up,
this big, and people can see right there.
You're good, I'll use this one. Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone.
Click OK first at the top.
Oh. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It's good to see everyone again. I've met mostly everybody in the room. But if I haven't, after the meeting's over, if you want to chat, we can do that. I'm now, I don't know, my 5th or 6th week of being out here in Fairhaven. It's been great. Busy in a lot of different ways. Meeting lots of different folks and all that, and just getting acclimated, but it's been a great transition. Like I said last month, I had a great predecessor. He's going to be stopping by later on for when we have what Lee was able to get earlier. But as far as from a crime standpoint for the report for the entire month, also with that said, I put out a weekly report. I think a lot of you are already getting that. I do it via email, so if you're not on that and you'd like to get on that, see me afterwards so I can get your email and I can add you to that. And yeah, but anyways, The month started out not so great as far as violence goes. We had 2 gunfire incidents last month. No one was actually shot, but 2 incidents where there were gunfire. They both occurred on the same night, back on, it was Sunday, May 10th. One of them was at 35 Peck Street, which is Quinnipiac Terrace. We had a couple people call in saying that they heard gunshots, and then the officers discovered a few shell casings. Then right around the same time that night, 657 Grand Avenue, which is the Mill River Crossing, that complex. Our shot spotter program alerts us of 5 rounds in the area. The officers get there, they notice that 2 vehicles were struck by gunfire. No one was actually shot, there was no gunshot victims, just like at Quinnipiac Terrace. That one, we had some good follow-up. Officer Velasquez, who is the officer in residence over there, he got with the shooting task force, which is comprised of Yale, primarily New Haven officers and detectives, but there's a couple Yale officials involved in that too. They're doing really good follow-up. They pretty much know who did it. It's now just the angle of proving that that person did it, right? So we got good follow-up there. They're doing really good work with that one. There was 3 different stabbings throughout the month. A couple of them were really early in the month, May 3rd, May 6th. One of them was over at Chapel and East. There was an argument over a scooter. Thankfully, minor injuries. Then there was another one on May 6th, River and Ferry. The victim notices that someone's tampering with his vehicle outside. He goes outside to address it. The unknown individual then stabs him. Thankfully, again, non-life-threatening injuries. Our robbery unit did everything they could to follow up on that one, but there's just, due to the lack of evidence and a witness or a video or anything like that, they're unable to figure out who that person is. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do much else with that. Then there was another one on May 20th at 144 Grafton. This one was a little bit more involved. It was basically a domestic dispute gone bad. One of the women involved in the domestic dispute then stabs the male victim. His injuries were pretty serious at first, but thankfully he survived. He's out of the hospital and all that. Our detectives did phenomenal follow-up work with that. They were able to secure an arrest warrant for the female that did it. And there's still, which carries an assault 1 charge, which is one of the most serious charges that the state of Connecticut has that we can charge someone with. So that's great work by our detectives following up with that. They haven't located her yet, but the court did sign off on the warrant. Really quick, as far as car break-ins, it was a little bit better this month than last month. The biggest one, the only one I'm going to spend any time talking about, was the Parks and Rec Department over in Middletown. Got hit one night, 8 of their vehicles got broken into. We ended up discovering that the property itself's not as secure as it should be, right? So it was very easy. It was a crime of opportunity, yeah, in a way. It still doesn't make it right? But they were able to get in there. So I've spoken to Parks and Rec. We're going to try to make, it hasn't happened since, so I think they properly secured it now. We had a couple robberies. One worth mentioning was Sam's Mart at 569 Ferry. Individual goes in there, brandishes a handgun, tells them to give them everything that they have. They happen to have $3,000 in cash. That got taken from them. Our robbery unit is still following up on that. Again, 4 incidents with the cars broken into, but I already talked about that. And then lastly, no major issues with cars being stolen. However, a dirt bike was stolen from Bright Street. We are noticing that Bright Street might be an issue for us this upcoming summer with quads, dirt bikes, the off-road vehicles in general. So we're looking into that. Overall, the last 2 weeks, if you notice, a lot of that violent crime I was talking about happened earlier in the month. The last 2 weeks have been much better for violent crime. Last week, there was none. So far this week, there hasn't been any either. As far as just a quick little, before I take any questions, just what's going on with the police department. Like I told you guys last month, the officers in training that were on the field, that were involved in field training, they're all done. So you have 11 new officers overall in the city that are out there. The current class graduates the end of next month. Then we'll have 25 of them on the field training program. Again, that takes 3 to 4 months. So you're not gonna actually see them out there on their own till November, December. Bicycle training's happening for officers this month. What that means is there's quite a few, I think there's almost 20 officers that are gonna attend the 1-week bicycle class. That's good for us. You've seen the bike beat out there a little bit here and there. Once we have more officers trained on it, you guys will see it out there even more. It seems like downtown and Fairhaven will have, at least for now, a lot of the bicycle beat action. Also, just to let you guys know, there was a shooting where an individual got shot last year, late last year in 2025, I think it was either in November or December, over at Lloyd and Clay. Our major crimes just secured an arrest warrant for the individual. They did great work. Sometimes these investigations take that long. Sometimes they take years, right? But they did great work with that. They were able to secure an arrest warrant for that individual, and he actually turned himself in. So that's good closure to that shooting where that individual got shot last year over at Lloyd and Clay. And then the last thing I'll mention is our narcotics unit. They're out here. They've been out here in Fairhaven a lot lately. I know everyone has a lot of issues with the drug activity. They're out here. They're looking into certain locations that I can't give out in a forum like this, but they're out here a lot. I have a really good relationship with the sergeant in charge of that, so we're going to keep that up. I know I've gotten calls from community members about some of the areas they're concerned about. We're looking into every possible one that we can. That's all I have for my end of it. Is there any
questions? So let's start in the room. Any questions in the room? Anybody have anything you want to ask? I don't see anything. Online, do we have anyone online who has a question? Please unmute yourself and, let me ask you, go ahead and then I'll ask the question. Go ahead.
Okay. I have a dream. The dream is Bobby's in London. Without any pistols or anything, just with body. They go around and do community policing. Can we have Bobby's?
What were you?
Not dedicated.
Bobby's.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yes, sir. So, as we, and I'm not just saying this, I'm a big believer in that kind of policing, that angle of it. When I think I said this last month, my first few years on the job, when I was a rookie, I walked downtown, right? I was on a walking beat downtown. I'm out here walking all the time. I think a lot of you have seen me as you're driving through Fairhaven. I'm a big believer in it. Stop it. So to answer your question, sir, some nights we will have that opportunity. If I have 5 officers working, I will have that opportunity to have them get out on foot and walk around and do more of what you're referring to. On nights like tonight where I only have 3 officers working on this shift, they have to be in cars and they have to be doing calls for service. So it is getting better. Like I said, we have 25 in the academy. The odds are maybe 2 or 3 of them may not make it in the field training program. That's just me being honest. That's what happens. And I know that because I'm involved in the field training program. So, but we should have at least 21 to 22 officers coming out in November. How many we're going to get out here in Fairhaven, I don't know. I can't give that number out right now. We're going to get a few. So as like next summer, like as we're hiring more and more, right? We're getting lateral transfers coming in from other towns. That hasn't happened since I've been here. I've been here 13 years. I've never seen that. So that's happening. We're hiring more and more. The more we, like when I first started, you would have 10 officers working out here in Fairhaven on a Friday night, Thursday night. If you've been living here a long time, ma'am, you probably saw it. So we're getting back to that. It's just understand some nights it's just not possible.
Thank you for that. Another question in the back here, and then.
So I'm not sure if this is possible or not, but I'm a preacher and coordinator for the church across the street.
Okay.
And I know you mentioned that there's drug issues and everything. So we've been having people who are unfortunately shooting up and then laying down on our backs.
Are you with Pastor Boone?
Yes.
So I visited Pastor Boone earlier today.
Okay.
Yep. So
it's possible that you have somebody like come in.
Yep. So what's going to be happening starting tonight is one of the officers that works the midnight shift is going to go sit back and sit in his cruiser with the cruise lights on, be very visible, and he will address any issues as far as
Perfection.
that goes, and he's gonna be visible, even if he's just sitting back there writing a report or taking a second to, I don't know, look at his phone or whatever. He'll be back there being visible. I was literally just there at like 4 o'clock, and
I thank you.
for the
I
first
didn't know
time.
I came.
No, that's okay. He had reached out to me via email the other day, and we were able to schedule today's meeting, so.
Okay.
No, thank you for, and like I said to him, please bring those things up sometimes with private property. Even though I'm out walking around sometimes, our officers are sometimes out walking, or even just driving around, we can't notice everything. So if there's something going on in the back of a property like that, and also, I know Maggie's online right now from LCI, because I know there's a lot of abandoned trash. I'm gonna be getting with her early next week, and we're gonna tackle that the best way we can.
Excellent, thank you so much.
No problem.
Right in front of you, I have a question.
Yes.
I live at Bruce where in the cross from us is a nice field,
Yes,
and the other night I noticed that someone has pitched a nice little tent,
okay,
and so we
That's-
know from the past.
You was there yesterday too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, it's starting, because for 1 year they had it behind the property, behind the parking lot, and it was a whole encampment. LCI
Okay.
did come and,
yep, LCI's great. That one,
This beginning.
starting, she was just telling me about that before the meeting started. So, and also we received from can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, from the tip line, very similar area. So I'm starting to think all three of these things are one and the same.
Okay.
And like I told her, before this gets out of control,
Right.
we'll start getting after it within this next week.
Great. Just wanted we were at a meeting the other day, and I brought up and you confirmed, to date, this year, we have not had a
Homicide?
A homicide.
Correct. We've had people have been shot
Yeah.
throughout the city. We've had just gunfire incidents, but yes, right now, any kind of homicide has not happened yet so far this year.
And knock on wood and all that good stuff. I've been around long enough to remember, what was it, 2003? We had
Yeah,
38 murders.
and then 2011 or 2012 was bad too.
Was bad.
Yeah.
So it's not that, that,
It's not warm enough yet.
yeah, there's room for improvement. But that is really good. We need to stop getting people to shoot each other.
Correct.
And that, that's not the end of the effort, but it's a good beginning. So let's just keep that going, period. Okay, thank you very much, Lieutenant.
You got it, sir.
And, Magali, are you here with us? Oh, there she is, Maggie. Come on, I'm gonna make your face a little bit bigger here in the room so people will see you, so. Oh, yes,
Hi,
Joe,
folks.
go ahead.
Everybody's having a good evening. I'm trying to get my my part of the reports as condensed as I can, with still giving enough information. So if anybody ever has any suggestions for how things that you'd like me to report on, totally open to it. I'm
And
gonna
people that don't know, Maggie, can you tell us what your job title is and what your general responsibility is? We have a few new people in the room.
Sure. My name is Magali Fernandez. Everybody calls me Maggie. I work for Livable City Initiative. It's LCI with the City of New Haven, and I'm a neighborhood specialist for Fairhaven currently, and I work with helping to get rid of blight throughout any neighborhoods. Also connecting people with our housing code department that does interior inspections. So I'm like an exterior inspector, and I work with the inspectors that do the interior, as well as almost every department within the city, like Lieutenant Cole. I work with the police department, fire department, building department, health department, all departments to work together to just help with any issues that are visible and affecting the community. If that helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just to get a couple of things out there, between the past, for the past 4 weeks or so, my numbers went up as far as cases, to 68 open cases, and we've been able to close 15 out of those. So I'm currently at 53, and still going up because I'm still going block by block throughout the district, just not in the original order that I had anticipated. But currently we have new cases opening on Pine Street, Downing, Front Street, Grafton, Dover, Chapel, East Pearl, and Welcome Street. And I do have a quarterly report that I'll be doing just before our next meeting in July, so I can give you kind of like a 3-month kind of analysis of everything that's that's been done and hopefully how many cases have been closed, give you a number on vacant properties that we have in the district, which I know has been reduced. I do want to say I'm very grateful for Lieutenant Cole showing up for me and helping out with follow-up on certain sites that we have on Lombard, River, and Grand Avenue. His presence has definitely made a difference, definitely just as much as Alvarado and I would show up to certain sites. It's been helping with just getting crowd control. Well, for anyone that may have a question in regard to Strong School, I don't have exactly information on when the graffiti will be coming down, but we will have the vegetation cut within the next week. So that will help with that. And as soon as I know when graffiti will come down, I will definitely let you know if it's not post after it's happened, if it's between meetings. Any questions in regard to other graffiti throughout the district? Citations have been sent out, hearing dates have been sent out, and we're looking for, of course, better compliance. Unfortunately, we're not at 100% for graffiti being gone yet, but I do expect by our next meeting, we should have a significant difference. Our city lot that we have on the corner of East Pearl and Grand that gets dumped on illegally pretty often has been cleaned up, and we're going to be putting in a taller fence to see if that helps with the issue of people kind of just pulling up a truck and just dumping a truck's load worth of stuff back there. It's at the back of the parking lot that's just across from the barber shops over by Clinton Avenue and Grand. So we're looking forward to that. I should have details on that fence going in, hopefully by next meeting. Well, and we're still monitoring all kinds of activity on River Street. I did come across with Lieutenant Cole a new encampment that was happening on our city lot. So since then, people have been informed that they had to leave. We will continue to monitor that regularly. I don't expect that that's going to be something that I stop doing at any point in time in the near future. But if anyone sees anything, just as someone was saying, of a new encampment that's starting up, please contact me, get in touch with me any way you can, or with Lieutenant, and he can contact me as well, so that we can try and get ahead of these things as best we can. And my new focus, going into the next few weeks, is a lot on Ferry Street, English Street, Bright Street, and Dover. As I haven't done as much time on those streets fully yet, but every street is a part of my list of things to do. So taking it block by block, like I said, and any help from any of you is always invited, because I can't see into backyards and, in between spaces. I'm counting on the public to let me know where they would like me to see, just in case. Other than that, LCI will be maintaining community gardens for the next 4 weeks, and I'll have an update for you on what's going to be going on with the community gardens, hopefully by our next meeting as well. But if anyone has questions in the meantime and you want to contact me, I'm available 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. If you'd like to give me a call afterwards, I'm totally open to it. Send me a text, and I'll make time to have a conversation after hours.
Thank you. Any questions in the room? I see one in the back, then we'll go online. 2 in the back, go ahead.
While walking on Chapel and Grand Avenue, over the Mill River bridges, I smell rubber burning.
Robert.
A lot of times, and the septic company over there, septic aroma, whatever it is, smell is coming. Are you involved in industrial complaints or is that another branch?
So industrial issues like smells of burning tires and smells coming from the sewage smells, is that you or is that somebody else?
That's gonna be the health department, but where was that exactly again?
Locations?
Yes.
The bridges over Mill River,
Bridges over Mill River,
Chapel and Grand.
on both Chapel and Grand.
That has been an ongoing issue for years. They were supposed to have stopped that and they started again last year.
Yeah, that's on and off. It's not all the time, but yeah, it comes
And it's
goes.
really bad.
Okay. I will definitely speak with health department and see if we can get on that.
Okay. Another question in the room and then we'll go online.
Hi, I've had some requests to clean up graffiti on Chapel Street and Ferry and River for the past 2 years. And I try to follow up by putting another request in, and then both get deleted. So I hope you're focusing on Chapel Street between Ferry and James, and River Street between Chapel and the bridge. It's absolutely awful. I drive downtown every day, past the same, and every month there's more and more and more graffiti. So if you leave it, it just screams, more, give me more, you know? So if you can address that, and one of the buildings is owned by a developer is trying to build something downtown. So if you put pressure on them, they'll clean it up, you know? So, thank you.
Thank you.
Ali, if I could just go ahead and make a recommendation. What I do sometimes is I'll put it on C-Click Fix, and then there's a button for sharing. Put it on C-Click Fix, and then share it. You have Magali's email address, and you have a cell phone number on the agenda. Share it with her immediately when you put it on there, because it gets a little code number, and then if someone either accidentally or purposely erases it, she'll still be able to say, oh, I have a special code number for that. Does that make sense, Magali?
Yes, because I don't handle C-Click Fix directly. I do recommend that people reach out to me directly, and I can at least let you know what stage I'm in with any current cases. And I'm human as well, so I may have missed one. And I'd love to at least make sure that I've covered them all.
Oh, and by the way, I had the Strong School right around the corner here, right on Brands Avenue. I've had a request for 3 years, and I keep being told, oh, the building's being sold, the city doesn't want to deal with it. Well, every year, for 3 years, ready, and more and more and more graffiti shows up, and now the grass is overgrowing around the whole building. So
So Magali already addressed the grass issue. I have some information that Magali doesn't have yet, which is the building has been sold. The people who bought it have the money, but they have to do a closing just like for a house, and it appears nothing, if you've ever bought a house, you know how these things work, right? It appears that in September, the closing will happen. Once the closing happens, we have a commitment from the developer that they will put a fence up around the perimeter of the property so people can't access the building. And then they will clean up the graffiti. But the city, you're right, will not do it because it costs money, and they won't do it because they don't own the property yet. But they have committed to Sarah as the alder that once they get that property, which should be in September, then they will do that. And it actually hasn't been 3 years, it has been 12 years since that building was.
Well, that's even worse.
Yeah, so yes, it has gotten worse. Any questions online?
Adam has his hand up.
Yes, okay, go ahead, Adam.
I was gonna say, you mentioned that you're kind of external blight enforcement. I was curious, would we ever, could you ever have somebody come in, maybe talk to us about the kind of housing violations and all that kind of stuff? Because I keep seeing things about, fires and rodent infestations and all these kinds of things that, I believe we're focusing more on, but I'd like to hear more about what the city's doing, especially in our neighborhood.
For sure. And if you'd like, I can try and get one of our inspectors to come to our next meeting Maybe explain a
Yeah.
little bit more about housing code and what they do. I mean, they do exterior as well, but we just collaborate and try to get it from each end. But I would love to have someone from housing code represent and give a little bit more information in regard to that. And if it's okay with the management team, I'd love to invite them to next meeting.
Okay. Please share the information of who you have in mind, and then we'll discuss it at the executive committee meeting, which always happens the last Thursday of the month. We'll put that person on the agenda, and then next month or the following, depending on when she can get the person, we'll get it done. Excellent question. Anyone else have a question online? I don't see any. I don't see any in the room. We're moving on. Thank you very much. Thank you, Magali.
Lee?
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Magali, for the thorough report. Thank you for your good work. You're like a you're like a breath of fresh air. Thank you to Fayetteville.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
We're moving in the right direction here. Okay, economic development, I didn't see anybody. Is there anybody from economic development? Yeah, they're short some staff, so I'm not surprised that they're not here. Okay, our next point on the agenda is the Fairhaven Library, and our illustrious chief librarian is right here and reporting from her office live. So I'm gonna pin her up. There she is. Go ahead.
Thank you, Lee. Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great evening. For those who don't know me, I'm Graciela Rivera. I'm the branch manager here at the Fairhaven branch. Make yourselves feel at home in the programming room there. And I just wanted to share, we just had our summer kickoff event today, and it happened right before the meeting. It was between 3 and 5. We had about 100 people here show up to see the llama. So the llama was here today, and families were able to take pictures with Harley. That's his name. And they just had a really nice time with the llama. And we also had ice cream and had about like 70 people register for our summer reading program. So if you haven't registered for our summer reading program yet, please make sure to do so at your convenience. The program is going to be running until August 22nd this year, and anyone of any age could register for it. And, it's a good way to motivate all of us to continue to read throughout the summer. And for the adults this time around, we have a summer bingo that we put together. And some of the activities that you could do is you could read a graphic novel, you could visit a farmer's market, you can listen to an audiobook, you could visit a different branch in the system. And for all of those things, you would just cross off the little box on here, one of the boxes. And then once you hit bingo, you can come and visit us and get a free tote bag, a free book, and also a grand prize winner will get a $100 gift card to Edge of the Woods Market. So you would get a raffle ticket as well for that $100 gift card. For the children, we have, since the theme is Plant a Seed, Read, we have the booklet where they would they would color a seed every time they read for 20 minutes. And all throughout the summer, they can visit their local library and get a prize for reading. So we're really excited to have families come out to get excited about reading, and more to come with that. The other thing I wanted to mention is our Ready for the Grade program. It is a program that has been designed to prevent the summer slide. It's for children from kindergarten to 3rd grade. And a lot of them are below reading level. So what we do is we work with 2 teachers, and we have a literacy focused program where children are getting literacy support Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 1 to 5. And then on Thursdays, we're going to have family literacy nights here, right in the program room. And we will be working with local authors to bring family fun activities around literacy. And we're also going to include dinner with that because we don't want families to have to worry about dinner around that time. Those are some of the things we have going on. We launched our bilingual book club last month and had about 8 people show up to that. A special shout out to Susan, who's here at the meeting. She's always a huge library advocator and has showed up for the book club, and we had about 8 members there. And we're hoping to continue with that. So our next session is going to be June 25th. And that's going to be an evening session to give other people an opportunity to participate. So it'll be June 25th from 6 to 7:30. We're still reading The House on Mango Street, so if you don't have a copy of the book, we still have copies available upstairs, and they're free. You don't need to check it out, you get to keep it. And with that, I also want to say just save the date for June 27th at 3 o'clock. We're going to have an interview. We're going to be interviewing Sandra Cisneros. It's going to be a Spanish program. It'll be a virtual program. There will be more information coming down the pipeline. So please tap into our website so that you can learn more about that. But I will have the honor of interviewing Sandra for the first time, and The House on Mango Street happens to be one of my favorite books, so I'm extremely excited about the opportunity, and I hope you can join us for that. And also, we've been celebrating America 250 for the last couple months, and one of the programs coming down the pipeline, which is next Thursday from 6 to 7, will be with lively speaker and author Stephen Spignesi. He's going to have some kind of America trivia experience for you guys. And it's from 6 to 7 here at the Fairhaven Library, right in the program room. Hope you can make it. And then on top of that, because we just want to continue celebrating so much, Pat Bissell has decided to offer a musical performance in celebration of America's birthday. That will take place on June 27th from 1 to 2. So come and join me in celebrating America, and we might have cake. I can't promise you that, but we might. So.
You missed the date, you broke up.
What's the date?
The date for the musical performance is June 27th. It's a Saturday, and it's at 1 o'clock.
And for those of you that don't know, Pat Bissell is not only one of our neighbors, and she's what, in her 90s?
No, she's 89.
89,
Yeah.
89. Thank you for that correction. Some of us may be old enough to remember when the US Olympics had the gymnastics team perform not to tape music, but they brought a piano player with them to the Olympics. She went in 1968 to Mexico City for the Summer Olympics, and she was the piano player for the Olympics. She is a classically trained, incredible musician. As a matter of fact, we haven't done it, but I think the Independent should do a story on her, because she's gone in age and
Yeah, she has her own website, she still does arrangements,
yeah.
she has written books, I mean, she's
She's
quite
an
an
incredible
extraordinary
human
lady.
being. And until not that long ago, she used to spend a lot of Saturdays at the Dover Beach Park picking up garbage.
Is she still on Lombard?
Yes.
In
Yes.
front?
Yeah, she's still there, and if you walk into her house, there is a piano this big right inside. There's nothing else in the room. It's the only thing that fits.
So that's June 27th, what time?
What time?
It's going to be at 1 o'clock on June 27th, and the Fairhaven Music Club is also going to be joining Pat. So she's super excited to be doing this again, and she's looking forward to it. So I'm hoping to get the piano tuned up before this, but we'll see.
This piano right here.
Oh, it's good, yeah. She and your husband also, didn't they do an early Fairhaven newspaper?
That's right, he's the Grand News. He passed away, Brett Bissell, he passed away.
Yeah.
And in his own right, another really
That's right.
conscientious objector of war, and just, she's Quaker, so, yeah.
They're very bright people.
Yeah, incredible. In the spirit of the 250th, I don't know if we have a copy here, but we should get a copy. I'm just finishing reading a book. It's called We the Women, and since there are so many women among us here, it is 3 to 4 page stories of women throughout American history. Women often get written out of history. This book is a compilation. It's by a reporter whose last name is O'Donnell. And it was in that book that I learned that there is the name of one woman on the U.S. Declaration. The Constitution. Her name is Catherine Gideon, and she's there not because she signed it. She's there because she was the printer. And at the bottom if you go to the library at Yale, there's a copy, and at the bottom is this woman's name.
The Beinecke, you mean?
Beinecke.
Beinecke?
It's a
Yeah, it's a Beinecke, they have it at Beinecke. And it's there, her printers back then used to put their initials and their last name, but she was smart enough to figure out, she put her entire first, middle, and last name right at the bottom. So you can learn about her and a lot of white, black, and Latino women in this book. And each story is like 3 or 4 pages. Great book. And it's a book we should have here for the 250. Okay, let's move on.
I'll make sure we have it. Thank you, Lee.
Yeah,
We might already
questions?
have it. Gotta check.
Okay, great. Questions in the room? Don't see any. Let me remove the pin. Questions online? I don't see any questions. Okay, we're good to go.
I have a question, but I don't know if there's anybody here who can answer. It might be Public Works. I want to know, why did they remove the trash bins from bus stops in Fairhaven?
Oh, that is an excellent question. That was a request by the businesses on Grand Avenue, and if you have concern about that, we should talk to GASB. The logic is that when there's garbage cans on Grand Avenue, people bring their house garbage and put it there. That's the logic. I don't agree with it myself, but it was the businesses that.
Yeah, now the trash is all over the road.
Exactly.
GASD also has a public meeting, I can put it on here if you're ever interested. The people that run that, the Grand Avenue, they have their own meeting. You're welcome to also join it, it's a public place, so I can put it in the follow-ups.
Yeah, if that concerns you, we should let them know, because I can see their side, I just don't agree with it, yeah. Because those of us that want to do the right thing, we can't, because there's no garbage. Okay, that concludes the,
I comment on the library. The new team is personable. Very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The library team, yes.
Great work.
Yeah, good people working at the library, thank you.
Thank you for that.
If my memory fits me right, the problem with the garbage can were both the residents and businesses. Both were abusing the use of the garbage can, so that's
fair enough. The tendency is to blame the other one, but you're right. I think I saw evidence of that as well.
Yeah.
Point well taken. Okay, so that is our regular reports from all the city departments. So if you look at the agenda, we are now under new business, and we did have a last minute cancellation postponement from Tanya Polon. She's with Yale Athletics. All the sports together at Yale have an office, and I met with her last week and invited her. She is going to come next month. The reason why I wanted to have her come is because all the Yale sports, or just about all of them, have an outward facing program. Soccer, squash, women's lacrosse, canoeing, kayaking, and there are programs that are free or very close to free, particularly for children. And 2 things about that. One is, you all should know so that we can share with parents that have children that love or could learn to love a particular sport. Let's say, for example, a sport like squash is a really good entry point to meet people who are going to college, because it's not like a sport you see on TV. It's a sport that basically is played a lot in colleges, and something like Squash Haven or Elm Cities International, which is soccer, they combine tutoring the kids with the sport. And the tutoring happens, the adults, many of whom are graduates of Yale, interacting with kids around a sport that they love and staying in school. So Tanya, fingers crossed, her situation will resolve. It's not a major one, and she will be with us next month. I also want to just say out loud, so I'll remember, Lieutenant, that I neglected to ask her. I want to find out if she has a relationship with Pal, and if she doesn't, I want to make sure, because she's new to the position, and she was born and raised in West Haven, so she's a local person who speaks Spanish and wants to connect Yale sports activities with our community. So watch it for it next month's meeting, okay? And then we also had a request from Everyday Leaders. I don't know if Maggie is with us. Maggie, are you here? I don't see her.
This is the person who sent you a message.
Yeah.
Oh, she sent an email after we did it.
Yeah.
Did we ever respond back to her to tell her? That's what I just realized.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, well, then have to.
Okay, so let's get her on the next month's meeting if it's still relevant. Everyday Democracy runs a leadership program that people can participate in if they want to organize things in the community, and they do this around the state. So we'll check for next month, and Sergeant Alvarado has just joined us in the house. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the executive board meeting report. And we don't have anything to report in this category, but I always want to remind people, in between meetings, every once in a while, we get a request for the management team to support something, and the deadline is before the next meeting. So we bring that up in the executive committee, and the only way that we respond is if 100%, every single person on the executive team has to agree, or we don't support it. And when we do that, then we come back at the very next meeting, which would be this meeting, and then we tell you, we got a request, somebody's requesting money from the federal government, it's for a good thing, we all agreed that it's a good thing, and we wrote the letter, and here's that. So that's what normally happens. Magda, do you need to leave us?
Yeah, I just
Okay. So we're gonna interrupt the normal thing, and Magda's, we have another alder, Frankie's online, but she's the only one in person. Let's just let her give her report very quickly, because she's gotta go off to a meeting. Magda, go ahead. Ward 16, Alder.
Ward 16. We've been really hard at work at trying to chip away at a lot of illegal dumping, a lot of the sites that are not being taken care of throughout the community. And I think to speak to what Maggie, the work that Maggie's doing, in partnership, right, with the other departments in the city, things are looking up. I mean, things are looking better. But there's still a lot of work to be done. But we are chipping away at it, right? We are working on it, and it's the type of work that never really ends, right? But we're hoping that people are getting the message that we want a cleaner community, right? And that you just can't come and just dump, right? But if you see something, please make sure that you're reporting it. That's going to be really, really important to keep up with the work that we're doing in the neighborhood. You guys have my number, so please contact me. There's a couple events coming up. There's a fellow alder that's having an event on Juneteenth, and they're taking a bunch of kids to Lake Kwasi. So if anyone's interested, please feel free to call me so I can get that done for you. Tomorrow night, there's going to be a vigil on the healthcare cuts that are happening right now. A lot of people will be using their insurance, so they'll be having a vigil at 255 Cedar Street. If anyone's interested in attending, please do. There's a lot of things that we need to be fighting for collectively. And another thing is that we've been seeing ice a lot in the neighborhood, and it's creating a great concern and fear amongst constituents and neighbors and friends. And so if you see something, please report it. I don't know if you guys have the rapid response. If you guys could post it on
yeah, tell us what the number is.
You could post it. I think that it's important if you see something, please report it as soon as you can, right? So that people can come out in numbers, because that's the only thing that we have right now helping us in this situation. So if you see something, please say something. And if you could get that rapid response number, I have it here. I can, rattle it off if you like.
Tell us.
I'll be sharing that in my announcement.
Okay.
Okay, so worth repeating twice.
So, but this is definitely something, and that's a huge concern, and we need to work together.
Here it is.
So the number, okay, there you go.
Yep.
854-666-4472. Okay?
Thank you.
What are the details on the Cedar Street demonstration?
The Cedar Street demonstration is going to be at 6 p.m. tomorrow at 255 Cedar Street on East Star Park. And Health Cut to Kill, and it's a candlelight vigil.
Who's organizing?
For New Haven Rising. And other organizations are also involved with organizing it as well and being a part of the event.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Have a good evening. I'm going to take my son to fencing right now, but thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And since we did go a little bit off agenda, I just realized I skipped something on the agenda, and it is the quarterly reminder of the Civilian Review Board. And I know that the representative that normally comes once a quarter isn't here, but Frankie, are you or someone else doing?
We have Anne Marie here, I believe, as well.
Online.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, who is it?
Anne Marie.
Anne Marie Rivera, the chair.
Okay, Anne Marie, I'm gonna just pin you so that people can see you more clearly here. And go ahead, tell us about what's going on with the Civilian Review Board.
My name is Anne Marie Rivera Barrios. I'm the Civilian Review Board Chair. I am here. I know that Ebony was not able to come tonight, so I wanted to make sure that you have all the information that we have an event coming up. So we have a big event coming up on June 27th from 11:30 to 2 o'clock. Frank has the flyer as well, and we can print some for anybody who needs them. It's going to be at Edgewood Park in Westville. And we're going to have food trucks and entertainment. It's going to be in collaboration with the police department. So we're still working out some details, but they're going to have the comfort dogs and different departments from the police department as well. So anyone who would like to come out, it's a free event. We would love for everyone to be there. I know that the PD is also doing a I'll get you the name of it, one second. They are also doing Resident Academy. It's going to be starting in September. It's September through October. I believe there's 5 different dates from 5 or 6 p.m. to about 8 or 9 p.m. So it's about 2 or 3 hours. And what they do is they teach you about internal operations, use of force. So you get to go through some of their trainings. These are some trainings that we've gone through, and they are very eye-opening. They put you in the eyes of the police department and kind of put you in certain scenarios and situations that you think you have the answer to or that you can handle. But when you're put in that scenario, you kind of say, okay, now I'm starting to think way differently. So I know also tomorrow there's an event too with Coffee with a Cop. That is from 11 to 12 with Chief Zanelli, and that's at Edge of the Woods. Other than that, that's about it. We meet monthly. On Mondays. It's always the 4th Monday of the month. So our next meeting is June 22nd. We're trying to do it in person and on Zoom as well. It's at 6 p.m. It usually lasts from 6 to 7:30-ish. And anyone who has any questions, they have any concerns, if you have a complaint or you have a complaint that you haven't heard anything about, you could feel free to come and talk with us. I see Sergeant Alvarado in the back. We've been working very closely. He just started and he's already doing an amazing job. I know you guys are a little sad to lose him, but we're happy that he's taken over for Lieutenant Augusto, who is retiring from Internal Affairs. And just know that if you bring a concern to the board, we handle all concerns equally. We do have an investigator who's now working with the Civilian Review Board. And we do have actually 2 cases that she's currently looking into now. And, you know, there are times that we see eye to eye with what the internal affairs investigation says, and there's other times that we have other recommendations. And so what we've noticed is that as we bring the recommendations over the last few years, they have been very open to taking the suggestions and implementing them. I can give you one of them, for example. One of them has been that we feel that people need to have more options to do a report and make it an easier process. So there's now a kiosk in the lobby of the police department. We talked about signage and making it easier. For example, if someone has a stolen car, and they're frantic and they come into the PD, we want to have signage so that maybe they can scan a code to get somewhere easier, or they can just easily locate what they need to find. So there have been a lot of improvements, and we're still working on collaborating with the chief to continue that improvement. We've been talking with him about having beat cops with walking different neighborhoods and being on bicycles and motorcycles and things like that. So that has been improving as well. And I think you're going to see that that's going to continue as well. So, any questions?
Thank you for that thorough report. Any questions in the room? Any questions? And then let me just unpin you here so I can see everybody. Any questions? Adam, is that a new question or?
Yes, I have a new question.
Go ahead.
So I'm curious. The kind of main thrust of the Civilian Review Board is to investigate police misconduct and whatnot. Is it not a conflict to be doing so many kind of like friendly co-events and buddy stuff that the people you're investigating are, you're becoming your friends?
No, that's actually a really good question. And so we've had conversations about that, and we think that it's important for for the community members to come out and meet the police department and ask whatever questions they want to ask. So for example, we've said, we want internal affairs to be there. We want for us to have a way that if someone has a complaint, they could come out and they can file it that day. We want for there to be different divisions available where people can ask questions. So ultimately, our goal is not us against the police department. Our goal as a community is to work together and make sure that we make improvements for the best interest of the community.
And let us remember, we're not going to get into it right now, but the role of this committee is circumscribed to a certain area of watching there not the actual investigation. That's why they have a whole department to investigate. This is really so that civilians can know what's going on. It doesn't have that full weight of the law the way they might in other places. Okay, so let's just remember what their role is.
And I was going to say, just so you're aware, we actually do collaborate with civilian review boards throughout the country. We do go to an annual training as well. And we do talk to other police civilian review boards about like, what do they do? How do they function? How we can improve what we're doing. And what we have found through those trainings is that although we obviously have a lot of more improvements to make, and we have been over the years. I mean, we're not perfect, we're far from it. But we are functioning probably way better than many of the other civilian review boards throughout the country. And they applaud us for a lot of our efforts that we've shared with them and the things that they see that are going on. And like I said, if anyone comes to the Civilian Review Board with a complaint, like I said, we have 2 cases that we have the investigator reviewing now because, they came forward and they, were not happy with the investigation. So we found seriousness in it and we took it to another level. So that's what we're here for. We're here to listen to the community and help, provide that support so that they can get answers.
Good. Thank you for that. Frankie, I see your hand up. Is it relevant now or when you give your report?
Relevant now. I just wanted to address the comment by Adam. We're not engaging with rank and file police officers. We're only engaging with admin in these events. So it would only be the chief or assistant chief or the lieutenant that's in charge of internal affairs. We're not hobnobbing with the rank and file PD.
And also to go into that, Alder Redente, we have invited the lieutenants or like the supervisors for each area. We think it's important for if someone doesn't know who the supervisor for their area is, they can come out, they can meet them, they can ask whatever questions they want. They could get their contact information. I mean, I will tell you, before I got involved, I didn't know any of that information, and I attended a meeting that someone invited me to, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know that someone is there to provide extra support with some questions or things that I'm not getting answers to. So I think educating the community is super important.
Well, I thank you both for this excellent information. Every quarter, we're going to have someone speak in this area. Lieutenant, did you want to?
Just a quick comment on what Ann said. She's correct. Myself and the 8 other district managers for the whole city have been invited to that event.
Excellent. Okay, so every quarter we're going to touch base on this issue. So it's going to be, this has been and will continue to be ongoing. In the interest of time, I'm going to just move us along. So we are now at the announcements. We'll go through those quickly. Then we'll have alder reports, and we have more alders that are not present today. That's not usually, quite a few of them are here, so that'll be brief. So we're going to start the announcements. Christina, our reporting secretary, has an important announcement that she would like to make.
It's just that the recording secretary opening is probably coming up faster than we think, because my husband and I are supposed to close on a home at the end of the month, and so it's in Hamden. So there's an opening now on the board for, I'll probably be here through the summer just to help out, but probably starting by August or September, I'm gonna have to hand it over because I'll be out of the jurisdiction.
So first thing I want to say that we said is the executive committee meeting. First of all, congratulations on becoming a homeowner. That deserves applause. And some of you may know Christina's a teacher, so that's an important role in our community as well. And it's been incredibly valuable to have someone that is as organized and as technically savvy as she is in this position. So we thank you for all of that. It opens up this announcement that if any of you are interested in this position, it's a great opportunity. We're going to have a social time right after to welcome Lieutenant Cole and to thank Sergeant Alvarado, who has recently left us as district manager. So great opportunity. Any of you that are here that want to chat with Christina and find out a little bit more about that position, that opens the door to just mentioning again that normally we have co-chairs in Fairhaven, and I've already announced that I'm not going to run again, and there isn't another co-chair. There's been some discussion. There's someone that is thinking about it, but I just want you all to know that right now we have tentatively in September the position of recording secretary opening up, and right now we have the position of co-chair. So if you're interested in either of those, talk to any one of us on the executive team, but particularly Christina and myself, since we're holding those roles and know them well. Okay. Just moving on in announcements, I want to announce, what did we agree, the 17th?
The 17th.
Yeah, so Wednesday, I believe it is, Wednesday the 17th of June, we are going to have a community dining out night. So let me tell you what that is. This got started under the Chatham Square Neighborhood Association. That association doesn't exist anymore. We stopped for a little while because of COVID, and now we're bringing it back. So all it is we pick a night, June 17th, 6 p.m. We pick a restaurant, and as many of us who live, work, love Fairhaven, and people that we know that are from outside, we invite them to go that night to that restaurant. There's no agenda, it's not a meeting. You just are gonna meet neighbors, people who own a business here, people who work at a social service agency, people that might be interested in moving into Fairhaven, you can invite them, relatives, friends, friends of relatives, relatives of friends, anybody who wants to come. And the idea is we want to say once a month or every other month to a business owner, a restaurant, we see you, we appreciate that you're here, and we want other people to know, so that's the idea. June 17th, 6 p.m., 118 Grand Avenue, which is the little shopping center right beyond the school, and come,
Right here at the Eastmont Plaza?
yes.
Oh, that's your restaurant?
Yeah, the Grill Mom. He is the Grill Mom from the island. And we're gonna try to keep that going, try to go to a different restaurant every month. We acknowledge that not everyone in our neighborhood can afford to eat at a restaurant even once, forget about eating every month. But if you are such a person that can afford to do that, let's support our local businesses so that we keep them. Let's remember they pay taxes, and every dollar they pay is a dollar that we don't pay. So let's support our local businesses and keep all our active, our Grand Avenue businesses. And speaking of Grand Avenue, some of you may have noticed that there are two young women, Bianca and her sister, I think it's Miriam. They are artists. They graduated from high school in the community and Metropolitan, and they're going to UConn, and they are painting the switch boxes. That's that silver box that's at every corner where there's a street light. If you haven't seen it, go to the New Haven Independent, and maybe like the 5th story down, because they do a lot of stories, is the story of these two young women and how they are painting every one of the 6 switch boxes. They painted the one at Grand and Ferry last year, and then it got too cold, and now they've just finished the one at Grand and James, which is by the health center. Then next we're going to paint the one at Grand and Clinton, and then they're going to go back and forth till they wind up in the center. Each one of the boxes is painted with a colorful mural, and it is related to the history of that area. So the one by the water is the river and fish and oysters and boats. The one by the health center is fresh fruits and somebody on a bicycle. It represents health. So each one of them will have something local. And if you want to know more about that, read the article in the New Haven Independent. It's a very nice article by Tom Green. Then the only other announcement we have is what's actually going to happen tonight, which is we're going to, when we finish the meeting, so alders, it's all on you now, because you're the only thing between us and the suites in the back. And before we leave the suites in the back, I do want to give Darlene an opportunity to say something about it, because she was kind enough to remind us. So be thinking about what you want to say. It can be brief.
It's what I do.
Okay, so it's what you do. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to start the alder list from the bottom up, not only because that way we're not always doing the same order, but also the alder. So Magda already reported. Frank, the floor is yours. Tell us what you want to tell us about being an alder and doing your job and doing your thing.
Thank you, guys. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight. First, let me send a thanks out to Crystal Manning and the team that cleans up Dover Beach Park. Back in the end of April, we identified a stack of tires, about 30 tires that had been dumped into the urban oasis on Dover Beach Park. For some reason, we just couldn't get them cleaned up. It was a confusion between the departments on whose responsibility it was, and they were still sitting there. So Crystal and her team put them out on the sidewalk today, and DPW was supposed to pick them up by the end of the day. So I just wanted to thank them for that. While we're on the topic of cleanups, all hands on deck this Saturday, 9 a.m., Chatham Park. for all those interested in helping us out. That'll be our first cleanup of June. We're going to try to do 2. We haven't picked a second location yet. Excuse me. Paving, as you saw, Front Street got done. And our paving list is Lombard Street is getting done. It will get done from Clinton Avenue to up and through the intersection at Lombard and Ferry. So it'll probably stop a little bit past the intersection of Lombard and Ferry. I try to get them to extend it, but that's as far as they can go in our neighborhood this year. So that is our only paving projects, Front and Lombard this year. We're on to sidewalks now. There is an established list. I don't have it yet. Once I have it, I will let people know, when their sidewalks are getting done. If you have a sidewalk issue, please take pictures of it, put it on SeeClickFix, and send it to me as well, so I can follow up on it. My goal is to get the rest of Lombard Street done and Clinton Avenue done as far as sidewalks this year. So if there are projects that are outside of those 2 streets, please let me know. And other than that, I don't have anything else for updates. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions? I don't see any in the room, and I don't see any online. You all have on the agenda that email address and the cell phone number. Don't forget, text your alder if you have a question directly and set up a time to talk with them bilaterally. Thank you very much, Frankie. Alder Miller, aka my life partner Sarah, not gonna be here tonight. Our son Pablo graduated today, and so she's been in all that kind of stuff. But I will remind you that the Strong School issue, she is on it, and as soon as those people close, we're gonna get them to put the fence up. And then the only other thing I want to mention to you that I know that she's worked on is, you may have noticed all the upgrades at Quinnipiac River Park. We have new walkways, we have some new benches. Only half the park, we only got money for half of the park up until Exchange Street, from the south end toward Exchange. Working on the second amount of money, another $250,000 or $500,000, and then that will allow us to do from Exchange all the way up, and that will include the same sort of treatment for the walks, more benches. One water fountain is in already. It's a water fountain for adults, for children, and for dogs.
Are they working?
Not yet, not yet. They have to, it was complicated to get the water there, but they will be working. They're very nice water fountains. I believe they're gonna put in one more. And then at the end, at this end where the tree is, there's gonna be like a little sitting plaza by the river. And so my next goal, my personal goal, is an ice cream shop. That's what we need. We have a good restaurant, we need an ice cream shop. And that's a personal goal of mine. So then, having said that, Carolyn Tendy-Smith is not with us. Alder
You did send an update right before the meeting, though.
Can you tell us what the points are? Do you have it in front of you?
Sure. She is at a Board of Alder City Services and Environmental Committee meeting, so she can't be here. 2 updates. The final I-91 underpass park visioning session is happening on the 22nd at the hockey rink at 6 p.m. And local artist Trey Moore will be there. We can send you the RSVP link. And Neighbor of the Month, she's starting in partnership with Atelier Cho Thompson and the Pantry, a Neighbor of the Month initiative to celebrate neighbors. Selected neighbors, you get your picture at the pantry, and yeah, you get your picture at the pantry, and you can nominate neighbors.
Cool. And she's the alder for 9, and then thank you for that, Adam. And then Alder Mandy Ward 8 is not here. She has not regularly attended. We'd love to see her. If anyone's a constituent, encourage her. Any announcements that anyone...
You skipped Festa.
Huh?
Festa.
Oh, yes, Festa also not here, and does not regularly come. So thank you for pointing her out, but if you live in Ward 10 or in Ward 8, contact them and ask them if they would come. They don't have to come every time, and they could also just send a written report of things they want to share with us. Any announcements before we conclude the meeting and get to the good food? If you're at home, if you're nearby, come on down to the library.
We're running out of time.
Announcements or questions?
Yeah, so on behalf of Junta for Progressive Action, this is our 25th year doing something called Big Turtle Village.
Oh, yes.
Which, for the last 25 years, has taken 25 kids free of charge, 5 days camping. We partner a lot with the Peabody Museum. We have workshops related to topics of the natural environment with the kids. It's a great time, no cell phones allowed. The kids are ages 8 to 12. It's totally free. We leave July 13th, back on July 17th. We are also accept contributions. There's no contributions too small or too large. You can contact either Shayla or Fred at Junta and make a contribution, but this is our 25th anniversary, and we're really looking to make it big this year.
This is incredible. Ralph has been doing this so long that there are now parents who went as kids, and now their kids are going to this camp. This is an amazing, I've gone twice. This is, go out there. It's a bit of a trek.
I am no longer Ralph, I'm Sir. Because, I'm kind of older. But they, Sir, I said, okay, thank you. But yeah, we're looking for any contributions that you can make. Remember, it's free, it doesn't cost these parents anything.
I thought you were saying that you had been knighted or something like that. Okay, I get, exactly. Okay, yes. Can you tell us what we're doing now, Darlene?
Well, we're going to honor our beloved, and he doesn't look like, he looks like a real person.
Yeah, you're like, you've got a suit on.
I recognize him in real close. And, I don't want to say anything inappropriate. And say hello to our new district manager. And so we have some dolce, as we say in Italian, from Tapatía. So we have a nice flan, and we have some of their delicious donuts. Don't ever go to Dunkin' Donuts after this.
Yeah.
Some sugar and some chocolate, because everyone likes chocolate. And in the interest of time, so that they're going to kick us out at 8, so manja.
Okay, so can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? So move. Second. We have a second. Meeting is adjourned. If you're nearby and have time, please come on down. Good to see you all. See you next month. Bye. Bring in some sweets. Wish you were here. Sorry.